I just took a tour through this fascinating building, the Sydney Opera House. Let me tell you what the guide told me. But in order to do that, I need the so-called reported or indirect speech. Indirect speech means you convey information you heard or read without using the same exact words as you would in a quote or direct speech. When you use reported speech, you can express another person's opinion or statement more neutrally. It doesn't give the impression that you fully share this opinion. Let's look at the difference between direct and indirect speech. When using direct speech, you repeat the exact words of another person. The Sydney Opera House was opened in 1973, the guide told me. In contrast, indirect speech repeats what has been said without the exact choice of words. The guide said that the Opera House had been opened last century by Queen Elizabeth II. Indirect speech is an important skill to master. You'll need it in everyday conversation and also in many different test situations, in material-based writing, for citing in general, and in speaking tasks like mediations. Usually, indirect speech is introduced by clauses containing a reporting verb, such as say, ask, or explain. You can find a list of some of these verbs in the extra material. The next important step is the so-called backshift of tenses. This means that in most cases, the tense of the verb must be shifted back by one. The simple present sentence, "The Opera House is a UNESCO World Heritage," shifts back to simple past. The guide said the Opera House was a UNESCO World Heritage. You can pause the video to copy this list if you want to practice examples with other tenses as well. You also need to adjust the pronouns to indirect speech according to the person you're talking about. For example, a member of our tour said, "I lost my phone in one of the 5 theaters of the Opera House." In indirect speech, that becomes, he said he had lost his phone. Without indirect speech, it is very easy to confuse who exactly lost their phone. Now, let's look at questions and requests. A question in direct speech becomes a statement in indirect speech. That means the word order is subject, verb, and you don't need a question mark. Plus, you need to do the backshift of tenses. So, how long are you staying in Sydney becomes, the guide asked me how long I was staying in Sydney. If there is no question word like how on the direct question, put an if after the reporting verb. Have you visited Sydney before? Becomes, the guide asked me if I had visited Sydney before. For requests, you use the word to express the request. The guide asked me to say what the shape of the Opera House reminded me of. I answered that it reminded me of sails or shells. So, let's recap. You use the indirect speech to convey information without repeating the exact words. To form it, you need a clause containing an introduction verb like say. Then you backshift the verb by one tense and adjust the pronouns. When transforming a question into indirect speech, you turn it into a statement sentence and need no question mark. You express a request with the word to in indirect speech. And that's all you need to know. Now you're perfectly prepared to report on your latest guided tour to your friends and family. Do you still have questions? Write us a comment below and check out our extra material. See you next time.